for lack of a better name, we'll call this next effect the multiple image effect. This is where you've had your camera on a tripod and took 2, 3, or 4 pictures with your subjects moving around, but the scene staying the same. And in Photoshop, we'll make the subjects appear in multiple places in the same frame. All right, I'm going to open up some pictures. I have some example pictures on my desktop. Now in Photoshop, you can open up more than one photo at one time. You can use the Shift key. I prefer to use the Control key because sometimes the pictures I want to open are not in exact order. If they were in exact order, you could click your first one, hold down the Shift, and click your last one, and it would select all of them in a row like that. But it doesn't often work that way. Sometimes, well, many times the images are scattered throughout your folder. So I like using the Control key also. Just holding down the Control key, you can select more than one image. And I'll click Open. Notice they're all at the top here, different tabs. Now I could choose to arrange them. I could go to Window, arrange them all on the screen. I could go 2 up vertical or 4 up here. I'll try the 4 up. But I don't prefer to work that way. It's too much for me. I like to have one image on the screen, so let me turn that back to, consolidate to tabs. And I like to jump between tabs better than arranging multiple images on the screen. All right, now taking a look at this one, I'm paying attention to where the subjects are in the frame. And what'll probably be easiest for me is maybe doing the 2 where the subjects are farthest apart. Okay, so I'm going to start with this as my base image, and I'm going to copy paste the other images on top of it, and then using masking paint the other subjects in the same frame. All right, so this is my base image. I'm going to go to this one here, and I'm going to use a shortcut called Control A. Now Control A is a shortcut for selecting all of the image. And then I'll go Control C for copy, and then I'll go back to my base image here. And I'm going to go Control V for paste. So that was Control A to select all, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. Now if you look at my layers, I have that copy of the other picture over here. Now if I turn my visibility off on the top layer, you can see my base image is on the bottom, and there that is. Now we're going to do a different type of mask. We're not going to do an adjustment layer mask. We're going to click on our top layer and we're going to choose from the bottom here. There's a little icon that has a circle inside of a rectangle, and that is the quick mask, or add layer mask, excuse me. So I'm going to add a layer mask. So it looks like the adjustment layers that we've done before. So that mask is selected. And so now I can use my brush tool with my color chips on black and white. Let me improve the size of that, increase the size. And what I should be able to do is with the black brush on, I should be able to bring them back like that. Or excuse me, cut through to the bottom. See over here in my layer, there's a dark blotch over here. That means I'm cutting through to see down in the bottom layer. All right, when you think you've got it the way you want it, then I would suggest you do a merge. So go to Layer, and then Merge Down. All right, now remember this is still the bottom or base layer. And now I can go to the other images and do the same thing, but now it's going to get a little bit tougher because there might be some overlap. So I'll go on this image, I'll go Control A, Control C, go back to my base image, Control V, and now I get that. I'm going to turn my eyeball on enough so I see that they're going to overlap a little bit with his arm. And so you'll have to do some fine tuning. I'm going to use the zoom tool, or I could go Control plus. I'm going to press my space bar and move my mouse at the same time to get it where I want it. All right, and then I'm going to use, oh, I forgot a step, excuse me. I'm going to switch the layer order. I'm going to go to my background, and I'm going to double click it. Notice there's a lock on it. To unlock that, you have to double click OK. And I'm going to switch the order. Okay. Because I'm going to cut through the top layer now and expose the bottom. Oops. Okay. Oh, having problems. There's the brush size. Now, of course, I have to add a quick mask, excuse me, layer mask. That's why the black showed up. All right, and now I can start painting in, but now hopefully you can see why I zoomed in, and I'm going to have to play with this a little bit. Now if I go over his hand here, okay, I could do that, but I'm going to bring it back with white, so I'm going to flip my color chips and bring that back and start over. And what I'm going to have to end up doing is do some zooming, changing my brush size, and going around with my layer mask on here, going around his hand like that. And you'll have to, oops, I'm painting with white, excuse me. Bring it back with black. So I'm going to have to do some zooming. I'm going to have to be careful with my brush, but it's possible to get real tight and real close to make it appear natural. I might have to change the brush so it's not a fuzzy brush as well. Let me zoom out. So you can see he's starting to come in. But notice it's a little bit tougher now with overlapping images, but it can be done with a little bit of work. So that's the multiple image or placement effect, and it takes a little bit of work. It's easier when the subjects are farther away, but it's a little more interesting when you're overlapping the subjects. So give that a try.